It's kind of funny that yesterday Caitlin Clark broke the record for the most points scored in a WNBA game, beat Sheryl Swoopes' record of 34 points by getting her 35 yesterday. And it's kind of ironic because, this all started with Sheryl Swoopes on the Gilbert's Rings podcast, where she was not giving out the right information about Caitlin Clark. She hasn't acknowledged her all year long. She has said that the Fever would still make the playoffs without Caitlin Clark, which was egregious. And here's the problem with Sheryl Swoopes. Everyone knows she's a phenomenal basketball player. But when it comes to being an analyst, she is turning into Skip Bayless. And it's only going to get sadder from here on out, because if she doesn't adjust to the times and at least acknowledge Caitlin Clark and provide at least some good analysis about her game, then people just aren't going to take her as serious. And she's not going to be part of this trend where Caitlin Clark is growing the WNBA, drawing views, jersey sales. She is the main reason why people are tuning into games. There's no debate about that whatsoever. The numbers speak for themselves. This is just hilarious to me at this point, because there's no mention of Caitlin Clark whatsoever. Praise A'ja Wilson. Look, I think she's a phenomenal basketball player. I think that A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA. But to sit here and just dismiss what Caitlin Clark did yesterday, you can only speculate and wonder, do you hate Caitlin Clark that much? Are you jealous of her success? Whether she means to do that or not, those questions are being asked. No one's saying that you have to like Caitlin Clark. No one's saying that you need to be her biggest supporter. Because here's the problem with this situation. The WNBA hasn't made any money, and they're trying to get recognition. They're trying to draw more fans. And now we have a player in Caitlin Clark who is helping you lead the charge. And I find it ironic how all these women were constantly complaining about, it's the fans' fault that they don't want to watch. Our league is interesting. You should tune in, blah, blah, blah. We should get paid more money. And then you have somebody like Caitlin Clark coming into the WNBA and helping you elevate the game. Yet there's been pushback, there's been jealousy, there's been hate. And this is just another example of, what are we doing here? Because you can praise both players. I think A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. I also think Caitlin Clark's a top 10 player in the league. Two things can be true at the same time. When it comes to marketability, A'ja Wilson is not on the same level as Caitlin Clark. That's not being disrespectful. Just look at the numbers. Look at the views that Caitlin Clark draws from every single game. Look at the social media presence that the Indiana Fever has created with Caitlin Clark on their team. Now let's look at the Las Vegas Aces. Do they have the same type of attention? No, they don't. That's because Caitlin Clark is box office and people want to watch Caitlin Clark. And what Sheryl Swoopes needs to realize here is that this league is small. There's only 12 teams. So the talent pool is very small. And of course, Caitlin Clark is going to keep getting all this attention. And imagine if she ends up winning multiple championships and winning MVPs. If I'm Sheryl Swoopes, go hide under a rock, because the noise is going to get louder and louder, and people are just going to tune you out because they can't take you serious. And Caitlin Clark has exceeded all the expectations this season. Caitlin Clark broke the record for most points scored in a WNBA season as a rookie. And imagine if she ends up scoring over 1,000 points and breaking A'ja Wilson's record. Man, I wonder what the response is going to be. I would laugh so hard if Sheryl Swoopes on her podcast says something along the lines of, well, Caitlin Clark took 35 shots to score her 35 points. Or, if I was in the league today, I would have scored 50, or whatever excuse she has in the books. It's just getting ridiculous, because I can even admit that Skip Bayless is not this bad. I know he's had his moments on TV, but man, this is pathetic to me. Sheryl Swoopes is one of the OGs of the WNBA, and for her to be completely silent on this matter, it makes you wonder, she probably hates Caitlin Clark. There's probably some jealousy going on, and she looks really bad right now. Another thing that would really make me laugh is if Sheryl Swoopes is one of the announcers for the WNBA finals, and Caitlin Clark is in this series, and she ends up getting the championship and the finals MVP, and Sheryl Swoopes has to acknowledge that on live television. Oh my goodness, that would be entertaining to me. And for Caitlin Clark, this season has been spectacular to overcome so many different adversities, starting off at 1-8, dealing with the physicality of the WNBA, the media, some fans hating on her, players pushing back against Caitlin Clark. And she's risen above all of it. You have to respect her for that. I think having an entire offseason will help her out. I hope that Chrissy Sides figures out some good sets in the half court, because when they're running in transition, they're unstoppable. When it comes to slowing the game down, the ball doesn't move as well. And they look pretty stagnant because Sides has Caitlin Clark sitting in the corner and she's watching the offense move the ball around, or Kelsey Mitchell's going for hero ball. So hopefully Chrissy Sides can figure that out, because, man, it's been rough at times for the coach. Caitlin Clark is just getting warmed up. And if Sheryl Swoopes wants to keep going down this path, where she completely ignores Caitlin Clark and her accomplishments. The noise is only going to get louder. And I don't know if you want to mess with that at all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Caitlin Clark breaking another record and passing Sheryl Swoopes for most points scored in a game. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.